The reason dua is so powerful is because when you start making dua and getting your duas accepted and start seeing your duas manifest, you'll see how, you'll understand how Allah actually operates. How does Allah actually work? Because Allah is like He deals with your spirit. It's not the same as the way which things happen in the physical world. Does that make sense to everyone? Like when you make dua, it doesn't happen immediately. Like it wouldn't be very clever. Like imagine if I made dua, like I want a pink elephant, and then a massive elephant would just come and destroy the camera. Like you wouldn't be able to hear me anymore. So obviously dua doesn't, it wouldn't even make sense if dua made work like that. But there's a way which Allah works, and there's a way which Allah responds to your dua. And like there's rules to it, obviously. Like I can tell you the rules to how to make dua, and when you start learning the rules, you become much better at making dua. But at the same time, the deepest way which you learn about how Allah responds to dua is actually when you make dua and get it accepted. So you find something you need help with, you find something you want to improve, you find something you want to change about yourself, and you ask Allah to help you do it. And when you do that, that's when you actually be aware of how Allah shows up. How does Allah accept du'as? So that's why we went through that course for 5 days. And for those of you that didn't get a chance to join us, it's on YouTube, it's on my YouTube channel. So it's a 5-day course. And what it does is it gets you to forces you to make your dua for a segment of your life, for something you're actually doing physically. So you see why you're making the dua, how Allah is going to help you in the dua. And then you, at the end of the segment, you look back and appreciate how much Allah helped you. And obviously this is really important because dua depends on your belief. Yeah. So if you believe that Allah is going to help you, then Allah is going to help you. If you almost half don't believe it, then it's going to struggle, that dua is going to struggle to show up in your life. So it's really important. And we kind of understood why Allah gives us who you are and who you believe you are. If you believe you're worthy of Allah's help, Allah will give you His help. And it doesn't necessarily give you what you want or what you think you want. The problem is we don't actually even know what we want, which is a big problem. Yeah, we've done this yesterday. Like if I ask you what you want and you say, and you start rattling off a list of things what you want, then we start looking a bit deeper. We realize that those are not the things we want. If money is one of the first things which we think we want, then we start thinking about it, like what are we going to do with that anyway? Then we think we want power, we want to control everything. But when we look at the parenthood paradox, which is one of the things that we really want, is to become a parent, is to become a father, is to become a mother, then we realize, okay, so what about this thing on my list of things which I want? It doesn't always make sense, like controlling the world and having loads of money and being in charge and power. We realize, like, do we really just, because we don't want everything to be so predictable. We usually want surprises. And we went into this exercise yesterday, that the fact that we delude ourselves by thinking that we want power and money, when in reality, we actually have to ask ourselves this question, that what is it that we want? What do we want to do as souls? And when we ask our souls, we realize our souls want to grow and contribute to the world. One of the most important things which our soul wants to do is, before we die, we want to leave the world a better place than we found it. That's why we really want to become a father and a mother and bring up, kids and try and contribute to the world so much. So it's really important that we're in touch with what our soul wants, not just with what our brain wants. And that's when now when we make dua for the things which our soul wants, now we can expect our duas to show up, because we're actually making dua for the reason which Allah created us. Allah created you for a very important purpose. And when you spend some time to figure out what that purpose is and to fulfill that purpose, then you realize that you're actually going in the direction of your soul. Now your duas will manifest very, very quickly. So that's why I really like doing that dua course, man, with everyone, because I think we learn that our duas are so much closer to us than we sometimes think. And segment duas, just simply identifying the segment, identifying how Allah helps you, saying Bismillah, and at the end of it saying Alhamdulillah for whatever Allah helped you, it can really transform how powerfully our du'as kind of work. Gee man, any questions on any of that so far? Was that just simple recap?